So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The purpose of this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs, or else how would you consolidate these current affairs in your memory? But we also want you to clear your prelims exam next year. And prelims exam is all about MCQs. Therefore, we would make you revise these current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. Through this, you'll be able to revise your current affairs and you'll also get the much needed MCQ practice, which is instrumental, absolutely critical in clearing prelims examination. Okay. Now, these 4 to 5 MCQs on a daily basis might seem like little effort, but these 4 to 5 MCQs covered on a daily basis would add up, and become more than 1200 MCQs from current affairs alone. Okay. Now, covering 1200 MCQs or practicing 1200 MCQs from current affairs alone, I'm not talking about polity, geography, history, other subjects, just current affairs. Covering 1200 MCQs or more than 1200 MCQs from current affairs alone is a lot. You would feel really confident while appearing for your prelims examination as far as current affairs are concerned. You won't worry about current affairs. I'm sure you would worry about other subjects, but if you have followed this lecture series consistently on a daily basis, you won't have to worry about current affairs at all because you would have covered those current affairs, you would have practiced enough MCQs from it. Okay, so make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. It should be a daily habit of yours. All right. Okay, let's begin this discussion starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding hypersonic missiles. It is a weapon system capable of traveling at speeds between Mach 5 to Mach 25. India's hypersonic missile runs on scramjet technology. So far, only USA, China, Russia have been able to develop this technology. Now, why was this in news? Because recently, off the coast of Odisha, there is this island called Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island. From this island, we have test fired our first hypersonic missile. Okay, now hypersonic missiles are not that easily available all over the world. In fact, with this test, India has joined this elite club of USA, China, and Russia because only USA, China, and Russia have hypersonic missiles or hypersonic weapon system. Now, what are hypersonic missiles? Well, simply put, hypersonic missiles are those missiles which travel at hypersonic speeds. Now, speeds of objects are also measured through this Mach number. Okay, Mach 1 means speed of sound. Mach 2 means 2 times the speed of sound. Mach 3 means 3 times the speed of sound, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, if an object is traveling at speeds lesser than Mach 1, then we say it is traveling at subsonic speeds. Many missiles are subsonic. If that object is traveling at speeds between Mach 1 and Mach 5, Mach 1 and Mach 4, we call it supersonic. But if that object has achieved speeds greater than Mach 5, then we call it hypersonic. So these are hypersonic missiles, more than 5 times the speed of sound. And because of their speed, it is very difficult to detect them. It is very difficult for your radar to detect them. Okay, that is why many countries are after getting these weapons. Okay, so it is a weapon system capable of traveling at speeds between Mach 5 to Mach 25. Absolutely correct. Now, there are two types of hypersonic missiles. Okay, one is hypersonic glide vehicles. They use a rocket from which a missile is released. Okay, the other is hypersonic scramjet missiles. Okay, now these missiles use scramjet engine. All right, now India's hypersonic missile, which was tested from APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha, was a HSM missile. So this is also correct. So far, only USA, China, and Russia have been able to develop. Absolutely correct. C. Question number 2. Which of the following statements is correct regarding Nigeria? Nigeria's second highest national award, Grand Commander of Order of the Niger, has so far been conferred on two foreign dignitaries. Indian companies are the largest employer in Nigeria after the federal government. Marathi language has recently received the classical language status in Nigeria. Now look, like we have Bharat Ratna, Padam Shri, Padma Vibhushan in our country, similarly Nigeria also has civilian awards, right? So our highest award is Bharat Ratna. Second highest, it said, is Shri and then Padma Vibhushan, right? So the second highest national award for Nigeria is Grand Commander of the Order of Niger. And so far, it has been conferred on only two foreign dignitaries. Okay, one was Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. Okay, that was in 1969. And the only foreign dignitary to have received this award after Queen Elizabeth was Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2024. So, yes. Now, do you know that there are more than 200 Indian companies operating in Nigeria? And they are the second largest employer of Nigeria. Okay, the largest employer of Nigeria is government of Nigeria, federal government of Nigeria. But the second largest employer are these Indian companies. That is why Nigeria values India so much, because they generate so much employment for Nigerian youth. So this is also correct. Now, I'm sorry, Indian companies are the largest, yes, after federal government, yes. Now, Marathi language has recently received the classical language status in Nigeria. You see, there is a strong Marathi community living in Nigeria. In fact, there are 60,000 Indians living in Nigeria. Among them, Marathi community is very strong. Recently, Marathi language, as a goodwill gesture, Nigerian government declared Marathi language to be a classical language, as a goodwill gesture towards Prime Minister Modi and India. So this is also correct. Okay. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding greenhouse gases. These gases have a tendency to absorb ultraviolet radiations from sun, thereby keeping the atmosphere warm. Methane has higher global warming potential but less atmospheric lifespan than CO2. Okay. Carbon dioxide has contributed more to global warming than any other greenhouse gas. Okay. So most of you are aware of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases cause greenhouse effect in the atmosphere, which leads to warming of our planet. In fact, the increase in concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere is causing global warming. Okay. Some of the examples of these greenhouse gases are CO2, carbon dioxide, methane, okay, nitrous oxides, then sulfur hexafluoride, then chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, etc. Now, why these gases are called greenhouse gases? Because they cause greenhouse effect. And how is this greenhouse effect caused? Well, the sun transfers its heat to our planet through radiations. Now, those radiations are shortwave radiations. Okay, those are not absorbed by greenhouse gases. Now, these radiations are absorbed by our planet. Then, our planet becomes a hot body and starts to emit radiations. But these radiations are long wave. Okay, basically infrared. Now, these radiations released by our planet's surface are absorbed by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So, when Earth emits its heat, this heat is absorbed by greenhouse gases, thereby trapping the heat. Or else, this heat would have escaped the Earth's atmosphere and the planet would have cooled. But these greenhouse gases trap this infrared long wave radiations, all right, and make the planet warm. Now, these gases have a tendency to absorb ultraviolet, no infrared radiations. Ultraviolet are shortwave radiations. Infrared radiations, not from the sun, but from our planet's surface. Okay, so this is wrong. Now, there are many greenhouse gases, and they all have different global warming potential. Plus, they have different lifespan in the atmosphere. So, carbon dioxide stays in the atmosphere for 50 to 100 years. Methane stays in the atmosphere for about 17 years. Though carbon dioxide's global warming potential is 1, Methane's global warming potential is more than 20. So methane has a tendency of warming the planet more. It has a higher global warming potential, but it has a lower lifespan than carbon dioxide. So this statement is correct. Now, so far it is said that 70% of global warming due to greenhouse gases is because of carbon dioxide alone. It has contributed the most to global warming. Okay, rest 30% global warming is contributed by these other greenhouse gases. So it has contributed more to global warming than other greenhouse gases. This is also correct. All right. And last, which of the following statements are correct? Maoris are indigenous Polynesian people that are the second largest ethnic group in Australia. Treaty of Waitangi 1840 forms the basis of peaceful coexistence between Maoris and British settlers in Australia. Haka is a cultural dance of Maori community performed by warriors on a battlefield. Okay, now look, there's a country called New Zealand, and this country was settled by British settlers in 18th to 19th century. Okay, but when arrived on this island of New Zealand, they found many indigenous tribes there. Those indigenous people were called Maoris. Okay, so Maoris are indigenous Polynesian people. Okay, Polynesian because they belong to Polynesian islands. And these Polynesian people came to New Zealand in 13th to 14th centuries. Okay, but when British came here, they were already there. Maoris were already there. Maori tribals were already there. Okay, now to establish peaceful relations with these Maori communities who were already there. Okay, the British and the tribal chiefs of these Maori communities concluded a treaty called Treaty of Waitangi in 1840, which forms the basis of peaceful coexistence between Maoris and the British settlers in New Zealand. Okay, currently Maoris are the second largest ethnic group in New Zealand after the European settlers, European community. Okay, the white European community. So Maoris are indigenous Polynesian people that are second largest ethnic group in Australia. No, New Zealand. Treaty of Waitangi forms peaceful coexistence between Maoris and British settlers in New Zealand. Okay. Now they have many cultural practices. One cultural practice is a dance form that they perform, which is called haka, which is generally performed before a war by warriors on a battlefield, or it is performed to welcome a guest in their territory. So yes. Okay. Correct answer is C, only 3. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching this session, guys. And please do not forget to revise these MCQs by taking a look at the written solution to these MCQs. Okay, written solutions to these MCQs that we discussed in this lecture are available in our notes, which are available in PDF format and shared on our Telegram channel. Now, the link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section below this video. All you have to do is click on this link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there you can download the notes for not just this lecture, but all the other lectures featuring on our YouTube channel. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.